All right, schedule's done. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to address YouTube drama. So, in the last 24 hours, you may have noticed one or more major YouTubers start to come out and cover an interesting topic on the site. What has happened is, I believe what people were saying last night, it was Moist Critical. I don't know, because I personally have not seen the video for Moist Critical. But apparently there are some big YouTubers coming out, and they're basically saying YouTube has made a behind-the-scenes change that no one knows about. And this change has made it that the monetization of videos is dramatically different. And tons of videos are now that used to be able to get monetized by YouTube so you can make money on them are being demonetized. Okay? And I guess what they're saying is that the catch that YouTube has now instituted that didn't tell anyone about is that if you swear, meaning you say a curse word, all right, or strong adult language, all right, within some kind of a criteria, your video will auto-demonetize no matter what. All right? Now, it's funny because I've told you guys over the last few years that I've watched various people on YouTube dance around wording. For example, if someone is being accused of, I'm about to say it, ladies and gentlemen, sexual misconduct. If someone is, in hot water for that in a news story or the law, they're being prosecuted for it, all right? Basically, people who are telling the story will change the words. I've actually heard like the quartering says spicy something something or spicy content or something. I've heard them like try to say stuff like that to try to avoid the wording because they're afraid that if they say the words, they'll be demonetized. Okay? Now, here's the deal. First of all, I've now been on YouTube almost 15 years. In reality, I have been on YouTube for 15 years because I started in 2007, but most people don't know that I barely uploaded. It was just me doing some Street Fighter tournaments. I didn't regularly start uploading until the fall of 2008. But now, I've been on YouTube for almost 15 years, all right? I have seen every possible thing happen with YouTube, and I was on YouTube before you could even do half the content that's on the site. You'd get blocked or kicked off the site. You couldn't monetize anything back in the day. You tried to put ads on it, it was rejected, can't do it. Okay? I was on the site when, videos were 10 minutes long. You couldn't even go longer than that. Anyway, I digress. What we're basically seeing happen on YouTube, all right, is YouTube is trying to actively change the site to become more attractive to businesses. Now, I want you to think about this. You own a business. You want that business to get effective advertising. So you want to purchase a block of advertising from YouTube as a site, right? I want my ads for my business to run on appropriate videos, correct? So let's say, for example, you own a used car dealership out of Toledo, Ohio, and you purchase a block of advertisement. You say, hey, YouTube, I would like you to run ads for my used car dealership on appropriate videos for people in the appropriate demographics, in the appropriate geolocations. Can you do that for me? YouTube supposedly would be able to do that. Supposedly. And the reason I say supposedly is because usually it's not. YouTube acts like it's smarter than it is. It's all run on algorithms. There's no humans actually typing in, oh, okay, program this in and have this run on these videos. It's an algorithm that runs and tries to determine appropriately where those ads should be placed. And it's hilarious because there were times years ago, I never see this anymore, but there were times many years ago where you'd go to watch an ad or you go to watch a video and ads would play and the ads would be completely off base from the video you're watching. You're about to watch the top 10 gaming fails of a year, and it's an advertisement for what if you got into a car accident and you need a lawyer. Like, what is this? This completely has nothing to do with what I'm watching. This doesn't even apply to me. Why would I care, right? Or you're watching the hottest toys countdown of the year, and it runs an ad for, life insurance for elderly people. The hell is this? This is what YouTube would have a problem with. They'd get a bunch of ads purchased from a company, and they would not have the appropriate way to divvy those ads out properly to an audience. So it was ineffective advertising. And when YouTube, over a decade ago, used to be rolling in money, there were advertisers who were throwing millions upon millions of dollars at YouTube for advertising. But after a year or two of doing it, they realized the advertising was completely ineffective. And over time, less and less companies were throwing money at YouTube, realizing that this internet advertising was a joke. They weren't getting anything out of it. I mean, case in point would be the adpocalypse in 2017, when major companies like Starbucks and Walmart and all these giant companies that were throwing these insane advertisement campaigns towards YouTube pulled them all overnight, okay? And that's when the adpocalypse happened, and that's when all of a sudden YouTubers said, well, I can't make a living just on ads anymore. Now I got to have sponsorships. I got to have product placements. Please pledge to my Patreon. Please buy this junk. Shill, 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 okay? And basically the website hasn't been the same since. Now, let me ask you a question, okay? Why do you think YouTube content creators would all of a sudden be freaking out at YouTube right now and saying, uh-oh, everything's getting demonetized? I'll tell you why. Because the kind of content creator that's complaining is the kind of content creator that sits around and puts out 1 or 2 videos a day tops. I hate to say it. It's not high effort work, all right? I'm not saying it's not popular. I'm just telling you it's not high effort work. When all you're doing is you're sitting around, you put out 2 videos a day, and then you do a stream for an hour. That's not a day of work, all right? Very much so, it could be with some of those popular content on YouTube. It could be millions of views per video, and they're making thousands of dollars in a day, but it's not a full day of work. It's just not. And you know what? More power to them. I'm not criticizing those kind of YouTubers, because if they can make it work, if they only have to work a few hours a day, you know, and they make that kind of content and they make money doing it and they don't have to go crazy, I guess that's the life, right? Isn't that the life we'd all like to have? You don't have to sit around working all day. Instead, you could just do whatever you want with your time because you're rolling in money. That's the life a lot of these big YouTubers live, okay? So that being said, you know, let's say you're a big-time YouTuber and you put out 2 big videos a day, each video getting hundreds of thousands to millions of views, and maybe you do a stream a day of an hour or 2 with your audience. So that's your income. 3 pieces of content. What happens if 1 or 2 pieces of that content gets demonetized? Oops, I just lost 2/3 of my income for the day, right? So that's why this is a big problem among these kind of big YouTubers who are all of a sudden complaining about this. For someone who's a normal person, you don't care if a video gets demonetized here or there. Who gives a shit? How does it really affect you? It doesn't, not in a big way. For me, every day I've got a podcast. Well, first of all, I've got a live stream. And the live stream is monetized, although quite frankly, it's not necessarily highly monetized. You probably see an ad run on this live stream when it starts, and I take 1 ad break during each stream, and that's it. So I don't make a lot of money on the stream. Just up front, I really don't. It's very little that I ever make on a stream. Then I do the podcast, usually 2 to 3 pieces of gameplay. And then on my late stream, we've got 2 more gameplay videos, a stream, and the daily wrap. So if you add it all up, 2 streams, podcast, 3 pieces of gameplay, 2 pieces of gameplay, daily wrap. 9 things I do a day that can all be monetized. Now, in addition to that, if you haven't noticed, the vast majority of support that I get is from my live audience. It's from you guys who watch the content and you appreciate it, so you contribute. You tip. You do a super chat. You become a member, right? All these things. That crowdfunding has really become my bread and butter when it comes to my business over the last 5 years since I became a full-time content creator. What that has allowed me to do is to essentially remove the shackles of YouTube from my business. I am not reliant on YouTube ad revenue. I'm not beholden to them. If they demonetize 1 or 2 videos of mine that I put out today, I don't care. I literally do not care. Okay? Now, if they demonetized every video I put out, then I'd probably have some issue. But in reality, it's just not a big deal. Who cares if they demonetize a few videos every once in a while? It's not a big deal at all, because I have diversified my income. I've got people who crowdfund me on the streams. I've got people pledging to my Patreon. I do have ad revenue on YouTube. I've got all this going on. I've got police showing up at my house outside right now because I'm telling the truth about how YouTube works as a content creator, and they don't want you to know about it, so they're sending the cops to arrest me. Okay, I think they're driving away. They got to the wrong house, apparently. Okay. Anyway, so why am I talking about all this? Because these big YouTubers are now complaining about it, saying, oh, in the last couple of days, this video got demonetized, and this video got demonetized, and it's some shadow banning, blacklisting thing going on YouTube, and they're trying to force us off. That's not what's happening at all, okay? Here's what's happened. YouTube in an honest effort to attempt to try to get more and more advertisers, all right, in an attempt to become effective advertising and to retain said advertisers. They're trying to improve their site, okay? And when they try to improve their site, they hit it with waves of updates. Now, I will say this about what these content creators are saying. They're absolutely positively correct. YouTube makes changes and doesn't tell anyone. Or they'll make a big change, a sweeping change that will affect everyone, and the only place they'll announce it is on a blog post on a back end of YouTube that no one checks out. You know? Oh, by the way, we're changing everything, and here it is on one blog post. Didn't even tell anyone we were making this change. So, here's the deal of what's really going on here, all right? In the last couple of months, I noticed it, I would say about 2 months ago, all right? I noticed that basically we were in a situation where every time that I went to notify, every time that I went to, basically, every time that I went to, I'm having a problem with my chat. I'm trying to get it to update. My chat is frozen, if you're wondering what I'm doing. Give me a second. Let me fart with this, okay? It's hard to maintain a thought when all of a sudden my chat is all fucked up and I'm like, what's going on? Okay, I think I got it working again. Okay, let me get back to where I was. Okay, I would say it was roughly about 2 months ago. Maybe I'm off by a little bit. But basically, I think what it was at the beginning of this advertisement season. So traditionally on YouTube, there's advertisement seasons that happen. The most profitable and most plentiful advertisement season is obviously the fall, because this is when all the advertisers want to run ads for Christmas, right? They want to advertise their products for the end of the year. So what ends up happening is tons of ads flood YouTube. And what YouTube wants to do is make sure that they're getting those ads to the effective parties, because number one, they want people who are running quality content to get the ad revenue. And number two, they want the advertisers to feel like they're getting something out of their ad campaigns and not throwing money into the wind, so that they will return in order to keep doing ads. You see, they don't want the adpocalypse to happen again and again, where these advertisers feel like their videos or their ads are going to ineffective videos, and then they'll just pull their ads and never come back, and now everyone loses money. All right. So what they did is they instituted changes. When you upload a video to YouTube, there is a questionnaire that you must answer explaining the type of content that you're uploading. Now, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you this questionnaire went from as simple as, is there violence? Is there swearing? Is there gore? Is there sexual content? And is it for kids? It went from that simple questionnaire to, over the last 2 to 3 years, it has become the most convoluted questionnaire I've ever seen. Is there violence? Well, what kind of violence? Is it this or this or this? Does it happen like this or this? When does it happen? How often does it happen? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, I'm uploading one video. Do I have to, how long am I going to sit here? Is there sexual content? What kind of sexual content? Do you reference sex? Do you do this? Do you do that? Is it, at what point do you swear in the video? What kind of swears do you use? This or that. Like, what is it? I feel like I'm filling out a job application. All I want to do is upload a video. It's pretty insane. So it's gotten more and more convoluted. And what I've noticed is a month or two ago, as I went to upload a video, that for some reason the drop down menus for this questionnaire changed. So noticing that it changed, I skimmed through it. And absolutely, YouTube snuck in some changes. They didn't make a big announcement they were doing this. And the changes are as follows. Do you have any swearing or adult language within the first 15 seconds of your video? If you say yes, your video is immediately flagged and demonetized. Okay? So if at any time the video goes on within 15 seconds, done. You're done. Okay? If you have any kind of a swear word in the title or tags of your video, or even the body of your video, the description, any swear words, demonetized. Okay? I can understand this. For example, if you're making a video and literally the first 15 seconds is you swearing, I mean, what kind of intelligent thought are you really relaying, right? Now, I can understand in the old days that there were these angry reviewer style videos where every word out of these people's mouths was a swear, and so they were trying to be funny in that regard. But even then, I'm pretty sure you can get through 15 seconds explaining what the video is before you explode with expletives, okay? And in reality, let's say that you owned that used car dealership in Toledo, Ohio, and you're trying to advertise a used car dealership, and the first video that it goes on is a reviewer who they go on screen and they say, this game is a piece of beep, 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 beep. Wow, someone's really coming to my car dealership now after, you know, that's the first thing they see. You see? So I can understand where that mentality and that thought process is coming from. Do I agree with YouTube rolling out a change like that and not explaining it? I do not. I think YouTube should be absolutely transparent with major changes like this, and they literally never are. I've said this over the years, and I'll say it again. YouTube and its management, not necessarily the line level employees, but its management, has this mentality that they are smarter than everyone else. They think that they are like big brains. Well, we went to Ivy League schools, right? We know what the fuck we're doing because we're in charge. So we will make these giant sweeping changes that affect the entire site and business, and we don't even have to bother telling you about them because we just know better than you. And every single time that they do these, literally, there's no recourse against them. It's not like you can say, oh, I don't want that change or whatever. You're just forced to accept it or just don't use the site, okay? It's pretty bad in that regard, all right? Sadly, I do feel that that should not be the case, okay? I do feel that there should be a situation where maybe you either accept or deny the change, and if you deny the change, then maybe you can't get monetization on certain content or whatever. But in addition, there should definitely be a notification. It literally shouldn't just be, oh, guess what? You know, everything changed. We didn't bother telling you. Figure it out for yourself. And that's the YouTube mantra. That's literally what they've done since day one that I've been on YouTube 15 years ago. They change the whole site. They tell no one. You figure it out. Okay? That's baloney. That's not how a good business should operate, especially if you are reliant on content from people who are just giving it to you for free to operate your business. You should be more transparent with those people who are giving you the means to make a living. All right? It really is bullshit. And I'm angry that YouTube still 15 years later has not changed. They've never learned. What it is there's no competition. I've said this many times before. When there is no direct competition, what incentive is there for YouTube to ever improve? Right? There's nowhere else to go to actively upload all of your on-demand video files and monetize them in the modern era. There just isn't anywhere that will do it. There's been other, pretenders to the crown. The Blip TVs, the Vimeos, Facebook bullshit, whatever you want to say, all these different places. None of them have ever been real competition for YouTube. So YouTube can do whatever it wants. And that's just how business works. Okay? So, you might say you're a giant YouTuber and you're upset because you like swearing in the first 15 seconds of your video. You like putting profanity in the title and the description of your video, and you can't do it anymore. Well, I'm going somewhere else. Where are you going? Where exactly are you going? Nowhere. You're just going to have to deal with it, man. Right? You're just going to have to deal with it and be here and deal with the change. There's nothing you can do about it. Either you like it or you don't, right? So, that's one thing. Now, the other thing is, from what I'm to understand, okay, and this is what people have said, and I actually don't believe this. Supposedly there is some unwritten rule that if you say a certain amount of swears in a video or whatever, that you get demonetized automatically. I've never seen that happen, okay? And I'm going to give you, or certain content as well. If there's certain over-sexualized content or gore, the only time I've ever seen a video really get unfairly demonetized for that would be some certain survival horror playthroughs that I've done over the years. For some reason, it seemed like YouTube had a bug up their butt about a certain game that they thought was really gory, and they would just demonetize the whole playthrough. That actually happened with my original The Evil Within playthrough. I don't know if you guys knew that. Many years ago, I played The Evil Within. No problems. Then all of a sudden, I think it was like 2016. It was either 2016 or early 2017. YouTube started running this new algorithm that would demonetize videos. The entire Evil Within playthrough got demonetized. Why? Gore, maybe? I don't know. It didn't really explain it. It just did it. And then you had no real recourse against it. Like, you could ask YouTube, why did you do that? And they would give you a form letter response. Oh, well, here's our criteria of why we demonetize videos. But then you would say, yeah, but I want to know what I violated. And they wouldn't answer. They'd be like, well, here's our criteria. I don't need your rule book. I want to know what rule I violated that you demonetized my series, and they won't answer. So, that definitely was the first time when I was nervous about the future. I was like, does this mean I won't be able to play survival horror games anymore? Does this mean I won't be able to play Call of Duty with violence and people getting shot every few seconds? Like, I didn't know what was going to happen, right? But here's the deal. Basically, the way I see it is, I don't think it's a giant deal as long as you're someone who diversifies your content, doesn't rely on one big video a day to be your big money maker. Like I actually talked about this many years ago with Angry Joe. All right. Now, I will tell you this personally. I've never really watched a full Angry Joe review, but I respect the guy for his work ethic. The guy's been around for as long as I have been, and he puts out highly edited, very detailed reviews on the internet that everyone seems to love. Literally every review he puts out gets millions of views, and that's the meat of his business. He does other stuff as well to diversify, which is great, but really the meat of his business is his reviews. And I remember several years ago, he started complaining because his big reviews were getting either demonetized or actually content ID claimed, and other people were making money on his big reviews. For someone like him, this could be disastrous. Imagine if every time he puts out a review, it just gets demonetized. Oh, you swore too much. So now I can't make my reviews anymore? Or does he have to become, instead of Angry Joe, he has to become Mildly Agitated Joe? He can't even swear in his videos anymore? You know, like, that could be a big problem. Especially if you have a brand, an existing brand, and now that brand is falling apart, right? So I get that. I mean, there was actually a time, many years ago, there was a YouTube channel called Zombie Go Boom. And that channel was focused mainly on zombie-level content. Zombie games and zombie television shows, and there was a lot of gore and a lot of stuff. The entire channel got demonetized by YouTube. And they sued YouTube. And dead to rights, they probably should have at least gotten some kind of a ruling, but the judge threw it out of court, stating that YouTube has a terms of service that says they can do whatever they want. The judge is a moron. The judge actually doesn't even understand the law, because in the state of California, you have to abide by contract law. And basically, the judge ignored that and just said, oh, well, they have terms of service that covers them doing whatever they want. It's actually not true. The judge just didn't want to deal with the case properly. Okay? But anyway, the point I'm making here is, at any time, YouTube can kind of do whatever they want at this point. And I think everyone has kind of maybe been a lot of maybe too trusting, or maybe feeling too safe. Maybe there's a lot of these big content creators who essentially feel like because they've gotten away with it for so many years that now they're safe forever, and that's definitely not the case. You know, we're in a situation where now some of these content creators are getting smacked. Oh, look, you only put out 3 videos a day, bro. You put out this news story that gets 1 million views, this news story that gets 1 million views, and you do a stream for 2 hours, and you make a ton of money on it, but now 2 out of your 3 pieces of content get no ads, so now you're only making 1/3 of what you used to. Sucks, right? Listen, I don't agree with YouTube changing things behind the scenes and not telling anyone, but I also understand the business side of it. They want to get advertisements on things that are effective. If you buy a chunk of advertising on YouTube and your ads go to videos that's some guy literally just flailing his hands in the air like this and swearing and say, this guy's an F, shithead, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's not effective advertising. You're really not getting anything out of that. Why do you think Starbucks, Walmart, and other companies have pulled their ads? Because they didn't feel like they were getting their ads to the right audience. I hate to say it, the big YouTubers don't really have an audience that's going to be a profitable audience. All those years that PewDiePie was making millions of dollars on YouTube ads, how many of those kids that watch his content do you really think bought the products they saw in those ads? Let's be honest here. PewDiePie is an example of someone who made millions and millions of dollars, an empire, on children watching his content, but literally they didn't make any money for any company. All right? He's lucky. He basically was there during the era of YouTube where you could get away with it. Now what's happening is these YouTubers who are making lowbrow content, drama content for an audience that literally is not there to think, they're there to laugh, ha ha ha, drama, and then move on. They're now realizing, oops, maybe this isn't profitable anymore, right? Now here's the thing. most of these content creators are huge. They can easily get sponsorships, right? And a lot of them do. A lot of them are shilling product or whatever. I just saw a fighting game guy who was just advertising shilling this morning on Twitter, and I'm like, you know, I like the guy, but yeah, sucks that there's have to be giant media posts here that are a waste of everyone's time because no one gives a shit about this, right? But that's life, I guess, right? So these guys are big. They're making tons of money anyway. You know, having a video demonetized today, is that the end of the world for them? No. At the same time, I'm sure it's going to affect them in the pocketbook, and that's why they're a little concerned. But did YouTube all of a sudden shadow change everything behind the scenes, secret conspiracy, and everyone should be made aware? No. YouTube did not. YouTube has been moving this direction for a very long time, slowly but surely, and you kind of knew it was coming, right? They don't want people just sitting there swearing nonstop and then making millions of dollars for just being an asshole. Sorry, that's not profitable. It shouldn't be. Just because you're an over-the-top idiot doesn't mean that you should be rich. And that's, I hate to say it, that's what a lot of YouTubers are these days. Is, oh, drama, 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 swearing, 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 insulting people, causing these giant arguments, causing all these problems, looking through other people's dirty laundry, blah, blah, blah. I made $1 million today. You know, it's like, what? That's not what advertisers want. So if you're going to be reliant on YouTube ad revenue, you're going to have to start making quality content. All right? Now listen, if you want to still make that kind of drama content, there's probably a ridiculous amount of advertisers out there who will back you because they want you to shill their products, and they know that you have a captive audience who likes you and will likely buy products that you advertise, right? So you want to, oh, this is brought to you by G Fuel, and this is brought to you by this shitty product that no one would ever use otherwise, but because I'm advertising it and I'm a big YouTuber, use my referral code and make lots of money, okay? So there you go. You know, I'm just saying, it's not like this is the end of the world for these people, but what's happened is these people have gotten this weird feeling of being safe on YouTube, okay? And when you get that weird feeling of being safe and you're reliant on ad revenue and you're reliant on these sponsorships as opposed to, say, crowdfunding, yeah, you could be taking a giant hit and all of a sudden, so what's their best course of action? Freak out, make a giant drama story about it, get clickbait views about it today, and maybe people will feel bad for them because they lost a few bucks and throw them support. Now, I want you to think about this. Someone on YouTube, for every video they upload, gets between 1 to 2 million views. They put out a stream every day that gets heavily supported by their viewing audience. They also have ridiculous amounts of sponsorships. They may be losing a little bit of ad revenue. Do you really think they need you to throw money at them right now? Or is it that maybe they're a little nervous because they've been coasting so long on the limited content that they put out on YouTube, and now all of a sudden, oh shit, I can't just do that anymore? I gotta, like, put effort? Oh, fuck. That's not good. So let me make a panic mode with my viewers and hopefully they'll throw me extra dough, right? There's a difference between this kind of thing and me being like, you know, things are falling apart around here because trolls are ruining my livelihood. That's a little bit different. This is not a troll. This is YouTube doing things that make sense for the business and for everyone at large. Because if the advertisements are more effective, if they hit an audience that's more effective and they will actually buy the products in said advertisements, then there's going to be more ads on YouTube to go around for more people. It's going to be more profitable for everyone, right? YouTube is trying to do the right thing business-wise. They're just doing it in the wrong way. If they're going to change the site, they absolutely should be transparent about it with everyone and not do these little secretive changes in your questionnaire every time you upload a video. But again, I noticed these changes months ago. Has it affected me? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've noticed a couple videos got demonetized. Would you like me to take a look right now? So here's what we'll do. I'm going to take a look at all my videos, like maybe the last 200-300 videos. So I'm scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. Okay, like 3-4 days ago, 2 videos were demonetized. That was December 27th. Scrolling down, nothing. Let me go to the next 50. Okay. Nothing, 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 nothing. Let me go to the next 50. All right. Nothing, 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 nothing. Let me go to the next 50. Nothing, 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 nothing. You see? Oh, there are a few. Okay. I received 2 videos in my Callisto protocol. 2 videos in my Callisto protocol playthrough have received limited ads. And when I click on ad suitability, Oh, I didn't want to request a review. I wanted to know why I got... This video may contain... No, this video may earn limited or no ad revenue due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. But it remains fully playable. Can I see why? I guess not. It doesn't even give me the option to look at why. Perhaps. Now, here's the thing. Here's the weird thing. If one video in Callisto Protocol is deemed too violent for advertisers, what happened in that particular video that didn't happen in the others? It doesn't make, that game was ultra violent, right? That doesn't even really make sense. Here's what I will tell you, and here's what I think is actually going to happen. So you guys may not be aware of this. There was a big announcement that YouTube made that next year, starting tomorrow, I guess it's not really starting tomorrow. What's going to happen is in early 2023, all YouTubers are going to be sent a new terms of service. Now, it's not changing the terms on existing videos. It's changing it for shorts, YouTube Shorts. Starting next year, YouTube is going to attempt to monetize shorts. Now, I don't actually know how. I don't know if they're going to have really short ads or banner ads, or if they're going to have full-fledged watch a 5-minute unskippable video to watch a 10-second short ads. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work, okay? But they've said outright, we're going to monetize YouTube Shorts in 2023. You have to accept this new terms of service in order to do it right. And then, basically, your shorts will get ads just like anything else, okay? So you'll be able to make money on YouTube Shorts really effectively for the first time. Up to now, they really haven't been anything you could get profit off of, all right? But I will tell you this. When I make a YouTube Short, I have found that YouTube Shorts are way more susceptible to being flagged as limited or no ads. Perfect example. I did a YouTube Short of Callisto Protocol, immediately flagged as limited ads. Why? Because the entire video is gore. It's 15 seconds of me getting ripped apart, or 60 seconds of me fighting enemies and they're being ripped apart and me being ripped apart. The entire body of the video is violence, not monetizable. Okay? I had a Call of Duty video, all right, where I believe within the first few seconds, or you know, it's a 60-second video, and I remember a big chunk of it, I'm saying, fuck, 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 demonetized. My most popular YouTube short ever is the Sonic Frontiers playthrough. I get my Chaos Emerald stolen by one of Dr. Robotnik's robots, okay? I immediately try to jump and attack it. I miss and fall off a cliff, and I start swearing like a sailor because I'm so pissed off. At first, that YouTube short got like 10 to 15,000 views and was fine, and all of a sudden, once it hit around 20,000 views, flagged and demonetized. Not that I made any money on it anyway, because again, right now you can't make money on YouTube Shorts. But it's weird. If you're making a 15 to 60 second YouTube short, which is the criteria that it is for the short, you basically can't swear at all. If there's a moment in that video where you swear, that's considered within the criteria for YouTube to demonetize that video. If there's ultra violence, that's considered demonetizable. So you might as well not even do a short of a survival horror game. You might as well never do a short that has a swear in it, or else there's no point. You never will ever have advertisement on that video, you see? And that moving forward will probably end up being the case in point. YouTube Shorts, you will never see that kind of swearing or anything. You won't see any extreme content in a YouTube Short because they can't make money on it, you see? Android says, can you bleep it out? Maybe. That would be a possibility. Now, keep in mind, when you're making a YouTube Short, they actually do have the ability to replace audio in the short. So maybe if you do a 60-second short and there's 2 times you swear, you can just mute it during those seconds. You could technically do that, correct? Now, what some people are saying in the chat, all right, is that YouTubers are saying old videos can get hit, okay? Old videos can get hit, okay? Yeah? It's always been like that? I mean, again, maybe that's something that you should be angry about. But in general, yes, old videos can always get hit. I get old videos hit every day. Would you like to know? Here, just on a whim, just testing this. Let's go to my YouTube dashboard. Okay? Here's my YouTube dashboard. And I'm going to take a look. And it's going to say... So the last match I got was from my YouTube archives video. So that was recent, right? Let's find one that's not so recent, because I guarantee you there's going to be something here. Oh, here you go. A copyright claim was just hit your video. Scarface Live, August 17th, 2016. August 17th, 2016. It was 3 days ago when that video got hit with a claim on YouTube, right? And this happens all the time. There's always things that hit your old stuff. Always. It's not, this is not, oh, look at this one. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas HD playthrough part 178. That's a playthrough from what, 2012, 2013? Just got claimed on December 22nd. This is not something new. This is something that's always happened on YouTube. When you upload a video, that video is always going to be beholden to, look at this, oh my god. WWE 2K16 premiere, October 27th, 2015. Just got, it looks like, blocked. This is something that happens all the time. This is not a new practice. This is just something that's common on YouTube. Your old content gets hit. And it gets hit with content ID. It gets hit with copyright claims. It gets hit with policy changes. It just gets hit. All right? Now, again, what I need to say here, all right, is these things are not new. What's happening is big-time YouTubers are now finally being negatively affected by them. And now they're freaking out to create a panic that doesn't really exist. What's happening is business as usual for YouTube. This is not anything new or different. If these YouTubers diversified their content, instead of making 1 to 2 drama videos a day, that if it gets demonetized, they lose a lot of money. Instead, if they diversified their content, this wouldn't be a big deal. But the truth is, they do diversify their content. They've got sponsorships, they've got partnerships, they've got people crowdfunding their streams. They're rich. They don't need to care about having a video demonetized. It's bullshit. This is nonsense. What they're doing, they're creating a false narrative to you to panic to throw them attention and money. And they don't need it. Okay? It's not a big deal. All right? This is not a site-wide thing that's affecting everyone. This is very much probably a targeted effort, I would think, against bigger YouTubers who've been getting away with acting a certain way in their videos that YouTube is now deeming not suitable for advertisements. Why is someone who gets 2 million views a day getting all the ads, but the ads aren't appropriate because it's literally they're talking to a childlike audience who just want to hear drama and swearing, right? So why should they get the ads? Advertisers don't want their ads on that shit. They want it on an effective product, right? So, I mean, there you go, right? Deal with it. If all of your videos are getting demonetized in one fell swoop, that's a little different, right? But everyone since 2017 has had to learn that you have to diversify and you have to make a living in a different way, okay? If right now, literally 100% of the content on DSP Gaming got demonetized, that would absolutely hurt me. I'm going to be honest with all of you. Would it be world-ending? No. But it would hurt a lot, okay? But it wouldn't be world-ending for me. For these people, they're acting like this is it. Shadow changes. The sky is falling. YouTube is in a big conspiracy to shut everyone down. They're not. They just want to have the site have appropriate ads, which has always been a challenge for them. And it's been a problem. Are they going about it in the right way? Probably not. When you are doing it in a secretive way and you're not telling everyone and being transparent with everyone when you're making these changes, that's when you get issues, right? That's when people get shocked or godsmacked, I guess would be the real term for it. What? All of a sudden, every day, one of my major videos gets demonetized. Then I look back at my catalog and every week, one of my other videos gets demonetized. And eventually, this is going to happen to all my stuff. Yeah, because you've been pumping out stuff that technically has been not really in line with any kind of advertisement for many years, but you've been getting 2 million views a video, so you get all the ads. Well, not anymore. Change, adapt, or die. That's life, right? It's Darwinism. Either you're going to adapt or you're out of here, you know? And it's been like this on YouTube many, many times over the years. You know, I had to change. I was a full-time YouTuber, reliant full-time 100% on YouTube ad revenue. And when the adpocalypse changed everything in 2017, I became a full-time streamer. I am now mostly crowdfunded by a live audience. Is there definitely an ad revenue part of the equation? Of course there is. But it's a small part of the equation with all these other giant pieces, you see? It's nice to have that ad revenue every month. I absolutely enjoy having it, but it's not the end-all be-all of who I am as a content creator, thankfully, right? And I understand that at any moment that rug can be pulled out from under me for whatever reason, right? And there's nothing I can really do about that. But for the most part, I feel like I put out quality content. I'm not here to just stand here and swear and act like an asshole every day. I'm trying to be rational, trying to put out meaningful shows for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that you feel that way. And maybe, you know, you watch an ad or two on my videos, and maybe you would actually be a patron of those products that they show on the videos. I don't know what kind of ads run on my videos personally. I'm a member of YouTube Premium, so I don't even see ads on YouTube anymore. Man, is that a better environment, let me tell you. To not have to see the ads on YouTube at all, I strongly recommend to any of you who are regular users of YouTube, just get YouTube Premium. It's like $10 a month, I think. It might be like $13 a month. But the fact that you get to do whatever you want on YouTube, and there's no ads, and there's a lot of other nice features too. Again, I don't get paid by YouTube to say this, but my God, is that a huge benefit over all the other trash that you have to deal with on YouTube. Seriously. Okay? So, all I can say is, don't always take what these YouTubers say at face value. A lot of the times they are grossly over-exaggerating a situation because they feel it's beneficial to them. Isn't it funny that they don't mention anything like this until all of a sudden, somehow, it massively affects them? Now it's an issue, right? I was talking about false copyright claims, takedowns, content ID matches, long before any big YouTubers did. Then all of a sudden, it became a big issue when it was hitting all of them. I was talking about demonetization and ad revenue issues and everything way before these YouTubers did, but now all of a sudden, it's a big issue for them, so now we're supposed to care. You know? Whatever. Yeah, it's like I always say, you like what you like, you support what you support. Likely, if there's a big YouTuber saying the sky is falling, the question really is who's the sky falling on, right? First of all, is it everyone or is it just them? Why is it falling on them? And what are they really getting at by using that video? Are they really trying to spread awareness that YouTube is demonetizing people's content, or are they trying to get sympathy? You could be the judge. I don't know. I have not even seen a video of this. I'm just relaying the information as I know. This is something that's affected everyone for years and years. It's not a new thing. Does YouTube make changes? Yes, they do. They made this particular change 2 or 3 months ago. It's already been in effect. It's affected certain things. Like I said, it's definitely affected my YouTube shorts. And a few videos here and there, but it's not shadow affecting my channel and every video. Here, don't make a video where in the first 30 seconds you swear like an idiot, right? Make meaningful content. Stop trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator. Maybe then you'll get ads on your videos. Maybe not, because it's also all automated as well. So, you know, there's going to be some level of error, but it's not the end of YouTube, nor is it even a major concern, quite frankly. It's just not. It's something that big people are freaking out about because all of a sudden I was really rich and now I might only be very rich. Oops. Oh, no. Oh, shucks. Oh, darn. Now you have to rely on your 14 sponsorships instead of, you know, the millions of dollars in ad revenue and your 14 sponsorships. I really feel bad for you. Okay. Anyway, if anything changes, I'll let you know. Obviously, if anything changes in this situation, right, I will absolutely let you know. But for now, it is not something that's affecting anything in a big way, from what I can see. All right? Okay. Well, here's the thing. I was going to show you these capture devices, but we're out of time. So I guess we'll do this tomorrow. We're in no rush.